One morning, you wake up. Everything looks the same. Your coffee is in the same cup, the view outside is familiar, and your morning routine is in place. But there's something inside you that you can't quite put your finger on. It's as if the outside world is still the same, but you no longer feel like yourself within it. There may be no visible changes, but deep down you sense that something has shifted, and a voice inside you says, "Nothing is the same anymore." This feeling isn't unique to you, because many people at some point in their lives find themselves caught up in this silent transformation they can't make sense of. Maybe you feel like you're falling apart. But what if this isn't the end? What if this sense of disintegration is actually the beginning of something entirely new and more authentic? The first sign of this inner transformation is when you start to question everything. The values, identity, and goals you once accepted without question become blurred. When you look in the mirror, even though the face you see is familiar, the one who has played the roles you have played for years, you begin to wonder about the person behind that face. The question, "Who am I really?" never leaves the back of your mind. This is the process of filtering out thoughts that have been imposed on your mind from the outside. The truths learned from family, society, and teachers are set aside, and a voice that has been silenced within you awakens. That voice wonders, questions, rejects, and seeks a real answer. This process can be uncomfortable. However, this discomfort is not random, it is a sign of growth. As your comfort zone is shaken, you begin to approach your true self. As this questioning deepens, the second sign appears. You begin to break away from the past. Places, people, and habits that once felt familiar no longer resonate within you. You walk down the same street, but no longer feel the same warmth. You talk to a friend you love, but the words remain superficial. Your heart has shifted to a different rhythm. This detachment may initially cause sadness, as the things you are accustomed to are replaced by uncertainty. However, this sadness is the emptiness that makes room for a new self. Letting go of the past is not erasing it. It is accepting that it no longer defines you. Just like a snake sheds its skin, you leave behind identities, habits, and relationships that no longer fit you. Although it may seem like a loss, it is actually liberation. You begin to choose not what is familiar, but what truly serves you. At this point, the third sign emerges, redefining what is important. The definitions of success, goals, and social expectations you have been chasing for years suddenly lose their meaning. The things you used to wake up early for no longer excite you. You question why seeking approval from others, being applauded, and appearing successful to the outside world no longer satisfy you. Because you have started to listen to your inner voice rather than external voices, and this voice whispers to you, true fulfillment is not about what others think, but about how you feel. This awareness guides you toward a simpler but more authentic life. The inner peace you feel during a walk, a genuine friendship, a creative moment. These things take on more meaning than items on a to-do list. Meaning becomes your compass, and this compass steers you away from others' paths and toward your own. And as silence grows, the fourth sign becomes clear. You begin to trust your intuition. As the noise of the outside world fades, your inner voice becomes clearer. Issues that once took days of deliberation are now resolved with an inner sense of, I know. Even in a crowd, you sense which person to connect with. When you take a new path, your mind may still ask questions, but your heart tells you you're in the right place. This is not a loud voice of guidance. It is a quiet but solid inner wisdom. As Jung said, intuition is an inner compass that connects us to truths beyond reason. And as you trust this compass, life begins to align with you. The people, opportunities, and paths that come your way no longer feel random. They feel meaningful, because harmony has been established between your inner world and the outer world. And this harmony triggers the awakening of a self that doesn't want to just exist. It wants to deepen, grow, and transform. As your intuitive guidance grows stronger, the fifth sign slowly emerges: the desire to grow. Existence alone is no longer enough. An indescribable hunger arises within you. You want to learn more, feel more, and discover yourself more deeply. This is not curiosity, but almost a physical need. Books, conversations, moments of solitude, creative pursuits. Each becomes a door that leads you deeper into yourself. Staying on the surface becomes unbearable. Small talk, mundane habits, people who don't push you forward, they all start to suffocate you. You turn to experiences that challenge you, make you think, and help you grow, because you're no longer waiting for growth to find you, you're consciously pursuing it. With this awareness, you look not only forward, but also back at what you've left behind. And this is where the sixth sign appears: the need to escape toxic energy. Sometimes you feel uncomfortable in the middle of a conversation. When you are sitting in a room, you feel with every fiber of your being that you don't belong there. People, habits, or environments that you used to tolerate are now starting to wear you down. A strong boundary forms within you. This isn't good for me. With this awareness, letting go of certain things becomes inevitable. Of course, it's not easy. Some bonds are part of your past. Some environments have been familiar to you for years. But deep down, you know that you can't rise by carrying your burdens. At this point, the issue is not to remove people from your life with anger. It is to stop being loyal to things that no longer serve you. It is about staying true to yourself. And whenever you choose peace, something that was previously suppressed within you awakens. Slowly, all the layers that do not belong to you begin to peel away. And what emerges is the real you, unmasked and authentic. At the end of this inner purification, the seventh and deepest sign appears. You quietly abandon your old identity. This is not just about changes in your environment. You no longer feel like the old you. The identity, roles, and expectations that you have carried around for years as if they belong to you slowly fall away. A new person is being born, but you cannot yet define who they are. This process sometimes comes with a feeling of loneliness. It is as if you are suspended between two worlds, in a void. However, this void is not a place to fear. On the contrary, it is a place of transformation. Just like the time a caterpillar spends in its cocoon, something is forming inside. In this process, which Jung called individuation, your pieces come together, your false identity dies, and your true self is born. You are no longer drifting, you are aligning. And when this alignment occurs, the world begins to reflect your change. Everything seems more meaningful because you are now more real. If these signs sound familiar to you, know that you are not at the end, but on the threshold of a very special beginning. What you are experiencing is not a collapse, but a rebirth. This process is a transition from chaos to clarity, from fragmentation to inner wholeness. Even if you don't have all the answers yet, somewhere deep inside you, a voice is whispering, "You are ready." So keep your heart open and stay true to your own truth. Because the strongest version of your life comes not from trying to control the future, but from trusting your transformation. If these words resonate with you, share your thoughts in the comments. Because your journey may be a mirror for someone else. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe to the Mindful Sphere channel. This isn't just content, it's a state of consciousness, and you are exactly where you need to be right now.